Those on heaven began to sing the song of Moses when 7 angels appeared. Revelation 15:1. Then I saw in the sky another mysterious sight, great and amazing. There were 7 angels with 7 plagues. They are the final expression of God's anger. What are these plagues? It's a punishment, a judgment. The angels realize God's judgment. This word is constantly found in the Revelation. Angel was flying and screaming, "Honor God and praise His greatness, for the time has come for Him to judge mankind. Worship Him who made heaven, earth, sea, and the springs of water. Who will not stand in awe of you, Lord? You alone are holy. All the nations will come and worship you, because your just actions are seen by all." You see, this last 7 years, Schmidt, is the time to appear God's judgment. Our thoughts about glory were primitive, by the way. We supposed that glory means such acting when I wave a hand and 10,000 fall down and 100,000 repent. It's a childhood. People do not want to repent, so 1/3 of mankind will die physically. 1/3 of all trees will be burned. 1/3 of water springs will be poisoned. There will be very many courts on the earth, diseases, weaknesses, damnations, wars, sorrows, disasters. Fireballs will fall down. This night a common vista will fly beside the earth. It's very bright and one will be able to see it with his own eyes. Why does it fly by the earth? Because it's not the time yet this comet to fall down on the earth. But we are reading in Matthew 24 that the stars will fall down from heaven, so as fruits fall down when the fig tree is shaking. The stars will bomb the earth. We'll be watching the TV news with horror. It will show a crater on the place where Rome had been, for example, as the whole planet crashed down there. Oh, look to Bucharest. What's happening with Romanians? Poor they are. What have they done? God really has an anger because people don't want holiness and purity. They do not give to God their hearts and minds. How can these countries and peoples be awakened? How can these tribes really be reached? Only through the judgments. So it's a time when the God's judgments will be opened. The time of His court came. So worship Him who made heaven, earth, sea, and the springs of water. Now is the time for God's judgments, such as had never been before. We were reading with you these days about the stones that were crashing from the heaven to kill enemies in the time of Joshua. The whole Israel saw God's glory when much more animals were killed with stones than with swords. It was really God's war. The Jews saw God's wars many times when He made His court upon the nations, which rose against His people. God says that they touch His own eye when who rises against Jews. When 50 soldiers came to arrest Elijah, he said, "If I am a God's man, here is your coat. Let God's fire come down and burn you, because you have come to harm God's man, a priest and a servant." The God's fire really fell down, and 50 people had been burnt in a moment. Just this is returning to the church our days. Malachi, the last prophet, proclaimed that the last days church will have the spirit and force of Elijah. What spirit did Elijah have? The 50 men had been burned, but other 50 came again. They didn't understand what they were doing at all. going to arrest Elijah. They were special forces with sticks. They were good trained and armed in order to arrest the servant of the temple. Do you think God may allow to catch his servants and to hurt them? You will see God's protection. These last 7 years, troops wouldn't be able to do harm. They will be afraid, as those who lived with Elijah. After 100 men had been burned, the next 50 men group understood something. They fell down on their knees, and the captain asked the prophet not to kill, but to forgive and to go with them to the king, or king will execute them. Elijah heard how God told him that he could go to the king this time, and so he did. He had a talk with the king. You remember what happened next. It was necessary to realize who God was. So this 7 years Shemitah is a time of God's judgments and a time of discovering about God Himself and about God's real name. You know, His real name isn't Jesus, but Yud Hey, Wav, Hey. It will be known as it is time for revelation about God. The real God is not in pictures, icons, and statues that people made, because these images are miserable, primitive, and ridiculous, but it will be the revelation about God so as Moses had on the Sinai Mount.